Hello everyone, it's Austin with an E. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be filling a spread in my sketchbook. I'm in the mood to draw like parrots and tropical like birds. So I think I'll do this side with thumbnails and then do a final illustration on this side. So yeah, let's just see where my doodling takes me. So yeah, let's get into it and make some art. Okay, let's get started. I did do like a little parrot sketch just off camera to make sure kind of that this was what I wanted to do, so I'm just pulling up more references. Okay, so this one was one of like those red macaws. I don't know if that's what they're actually called, but like all red and then the wings are colorful. Now I'm drawing like a different, it's like a yellow and blue one. So I'm gonna start by doing a little head shape. And they've got pretty long necks that kind of jut out a little bit. I'm just following the shapes that are in the reference. I guess head almost needs to be a little bit bigger. So his beak comes out. So he's got like a bit of a hairline. It's about like that. And his beak is a little bit downwards. Something about this. I think the proportions are a little off. I'm just gonna do a main body shape again. A little bit looser this time. So I'm gonna do, if I do like super light, I can start with his beak. Okay, I pulled up a different angle. So I might be able to see the shapes a bit differently. Yeah, I just feel like I need to make the eye a bit smaller. So. I feel like that does look a little better with a smaller eye. Just try to make it look a little smaller. And there's like wrinkles here for the beak. So I think that turned out good. Definitely had an ugly stage. Yeah, I really like it. I think I like the yellow and blue parrots a little bit better than the red ones. I remember even when I was younger, I loved these kind of parrots, the big ones. Oh, this one's cute. He's got his tongue out. We can try having his face around here. And I found that at a side angle, their head almost all fits into like this circle-ish shape. So it looks like he has a longer neck, this one. And it curves down and has the beak. And his beak is like open. I think it's the bottom jaw that confuses me the most because it's like very an odd shape. And I feel like it makes it a little harder to draw. He's got his little tongue in here. I thought that was kind of cute. And I really like these lines that they have. They're really fun to do. Color in these darker lines. I'll connect this dark navy blue patch. And he's got, and it's cool because they're almost like the ends of a feather in their texture, which I really like. I feel like we should almost do some tiny ones just from our imagination so we can practice the colors of it. Also been enjoying adding like this purple color to my art, so I kind of want to just like go around the edge of this just to give some color. Okay, so I think this is mostly dry, so I'm going to start by filling in the body. Starts closer to his face. Green at the front of here. And it blends into blue. Highlights. A little bit of highlight in the beak. Okay, let's start sketching. So let's switch to voiceover mode and start coloring this parrot. So I started coloring it with this Ohu marker called Pale Grayish Blue, but about halfway through coloring in the top part of the beak, I realized I am running out of ink with this marker. So I filled it in the best I could, and then I found another marker and did a second coat because it was close enough in color. I think this was like Blue Gray 03 or whatever. And then I am just filling in all the base layers on the parrot. So I'm doing this gray part for the darker color underneath the beak. There's like a patch of feathers that's dark gray, and yeah, I am just filling that in with a lighter gray so I can add the shading a little bit later. Now I'm adding the green of the top, like top hair, I guess it's feathers, but I'll call it the toupee of the ferret, or of the parrot, and I colored that green, and then I'm filling in all the side feathers, and they like go down the back of the neck, and the wings are blue, so I'm coloring that all in. And I'm doing a little bit of a swirling motion so it looks kind of like a feather while I'm coloring it, and just so I have the shape for when I am doing shading later. I filled in the rest of the parrot yellow because that's how it is in the reference, just all yellow, so I used a lighter color so I could add shading later. So now we're shading the parrot's toupee, and I think that the shading on this I really enjoyed doing the shading on this parrot. It was really fun to just blend out all the different colors. The blue feathers, just really bringing that feather detail in, and then I'm going to move on to shading the beak. And I left a little bit of space with the blue between the bottom and the top, so it looked like it was a highlight for the bottom of the beak. And yeah, just filling that in and blending it with a lighter gray so that it looks like there's a bit of a highlight at the top of the beak. And I'm pretty happy with how that turned out, the blending of that, after a little bit of finagling it. Then I'm adding some shading to the white part of the face. It has lots of wrinkles on its face, so I tried to capture that by just adding really light warm gray and then blending it out right away with the colorless blender to make them very subtle but yet still visible. So I'm just doing that on the face to give it a little bit more depth. And now let's switch angles and get into shading the gray feathers. I am pretty happy with these gray feathers. I really enjoyed making them look layered. And then I'm gonna just shade the rest of the feathers on the body, and then I'll talk to you a little later. I added these little black feathers in on the face. I think it was my favorite part of this whole illustration. It was very satisfying to do and make them look three-dimensional. I also added some yellow into the eye with a little bit of light green, and then I'm adding some deeper tones to the blue feathers because I feel like they needed a little bit more shading, and I filled in the pupil of the eye because I didn't want this creepy bird with no pupil staring at me while I was working. And now I'm adding some shading and details into the feathers with pencil crayon, and that's always like my favorite part. I always really enjoy adding the final details with pencil crayon. It just brings the whole drawing to life. I also made the pupil a little bit darker with a black pencil crayon and did the shading on the little feathers on the face and color, and also I outlined the wrinkles a bit so they'd be more visible as wrinkles. And yeah, just adding more feather detail and yeah, finishing up with the pencil crayon. also added some dark fuchsia color into the beak and feathers to give it a little pop of color, which I've really been enjoying lately. And then I filled the background in with a similar pinkish purple color, and I am super happy with that. And I've been using this color a lot in my art recently, and I'm sure you'll see it again on my channel. And then I added this white border around to make it really pop out from the page a little bit, and I thought that was pretty cool. Okay, and I also added a little heart, and now we'll see the end results. So I also signed it. And then here are the end results of the parrot. I am super happy with it and love all the little pencil crayon details. And yeah, I'm super happy with this drawing. I think it might be one of my favorite drawings in my sketchbook right now. And here are the thumbnails. I am really happy with them as well. And yeah, here is the whole spread all together. And now we'll get into the weekly art. So here's the weekly art, and I just want to show you this little sketch page that I did. So you saw this sketch last week, and then I also did Mickey in a hoodie, like to switch for the pants, like what would it look like if you wore a hoodie kind of thing. And I also did this little bug doodle of a bug under an umbrella. I really like that. It's also Easter, so I drew Douglas with Easter ears, and then a random person. And you saw this page last week. Let's see what else can I show you. Of course, we have what we did today. And also, this page, I'm in love. It's a Spider-Man page because I just watched Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse again, and I really enjoyed it, so I just had to do a page of Spider-Man. So I did Miles 3 times, and then Peter B. Parker, and I did some little stuff from the movie, and I am super happy with that. I really love it. Then I guess skip that page because spoiler. And then I did O from Home. I don't know if you guys have seen that. If you haven't, definitely watch it. It's on Netflix. It's called Home. It's super funny and cute. And then I did the genie and as Douglas, and I really like how that went. And I did Douglas as Spider-Man because I liked the way this one went, so I did Spider-Man Douglas. Super happy with that. And I'm gonna post a reel about it on my Instagram. I also cut washi tape behind it with an X-Acto knife, and I'm super happy with that. I think it looks really cool. So yeah, that's everything I have to show you today, and I'll show you some new Funko Pops, and then you can go. I think I've actually shown you guys all of my Funko Pops now that I'm looking at them. So yeah, that'll be the end of the video. I also will show you this little robot craft that I made with my brother. He's holding a butterfly. He's super cute. Comment what you think that he should be named if you watched all the way to the end to let me know. So yeah, I hope you guys have a great day, and I'll see you in my next video. Awesome with me, signing up for now. Bye!